What's going on, everybody? Tom here with Black Sheep Keto, and welcome to another recipe video just for you subscribers out there. And if you're not a subscriber yet, please consider doing so. Now today, I got home from the gym a little bit late and decided, what can I make in under 10 minutes that you guys would really like? So I decided on a Keto Carbonara. Now this is kind of a boilerplate recipe. You can do whatever you want. There's some additions that I recommend, like garlic, that I did not put in the recipe. I've even had it at a restaurant with peas in it. So this is really just kind of the base ingredients in a carbonara, and you can feel free to tweak it how you want. Now if that sounds good to you guys, hang on tight so I can show you how to make it. Alright everybody, welcome to the recipe. Now you can see all of our ingredients laid out in front of us, so I'm going to go through all of these and then we'll get cooking. So first things first, in this bowl right here, I have 1 pound of shirataki konjac noodles. Use whatever keto noodles you like, even the ones that I made in the recipe that I'll put in the card right now. Right here we have 4 egg yolks, 2 whole eggs, 3 ounces of grated Parmesan cheese, half a teaspoon of black pepper, a 1/4 teaspoon of xanthan gum, 2 tablespoons of olive oil, 6 ounces of pancetta that I went ahead and sliced into 1/4 inch by 1 inch strips roughly, and 1 cup of water. So first thing we're going to do, in our pan here over medium heat, we're going to add in our 2 tablespoons of olive oil and our pancetta. This is going to allow these to get cooking real nicely and brown up while we work on the rest of our dish. Now while this stuff is browning up and getting crispy, in another bowl we're going to add our 4 egg yolks, our 2 whole eggs, the 3 ounces of grated Parmesan cheese. By the way guys, get the fresh stuff from over by your deli. Trust me, it's going to taste much better. And the half tablespoon of black pepper. Now we're going to give this good whisking until everything looks nice and smooth. Now I'm going to set this aside and bring back the water and xanthan gum. This is going to serve as the pasta water that you would traditionally put in a carbonara. So we're going to throw our xanthan gum right in the water there and make sure this gets a good whisking as well. You will notice some clumping, just go ahead and whisk through all that. And as a cool little side note here, if you guys have one of these coffee stirrers, they work really well for getting all those clumps out. And if you guys don't have xanthan gum, don't necessarily worry about it. This is just going to help thicken the sauce. If you leave it out, it's just going to be a little bit runnier, and you may have to cook it a little bit longer to reduce it. But I find that adding the xanthan gum really helps to speed up the process and gives it a nice consistency. One other little fact about xanthan gum, for those of you guys interested, is that it is an emulsifier. So in addition to thickening our sauce, it is going to help bind oil and water so that your sauce doesn't separate. So now that our pancetta is looking nice and crispy, I'm going to go ahead and transfer it to this bowl to cool down just a little bit. Now that our pancetta is off, it is time to add our noodles and the xanthan gum mixture right into our pan. And keep on stirring this until it thickens up by about half. Now that our liquids have reduced to about half, we're going to go ahead and add in our pancetta and all of the oil that came with it. Go ahead and give this a nice stirring while we remove it from the heat and put it on some hot plates. Now I'm going to give this one final little whisking before we slowly drizzle it in while mixing our noodles at the same time. You go and keep on mixing this until the sauce thickens. The eggs will start to cook, it'll start to cling to the pasta. Basically the heat from the pan and the pasta is going to be cooking the eggs until it becomes a point where it starts binding to the pasta. And then your carbonara is done. Go ahead and plate it with some parsley or whatever you want to top it with. Now that everything's thickened up a little bit, I went ahead and put some in a bowl for our taste test, and I'm just going to show you how I like to top mine. So I'm going to take a little bit of extra grated Parmesan cheese, throw it right over the top like that, and then just a pinch of parsley for some color. Now as a note here, you can throw some salt in here. I really do recommend salting it to taste, but be careful because Parmesan cheese is fairly salty and you don't want to oversalt it. But with that guys, let's get to the taste test. Alright everybody, welcome back from the recipe. We are here with the taste test, and what you see in my hand here is the carbonara that I made in that last little sequence. It's not the pretty one that we made for the photo shoot that I'll put on the screen right now. But this stuff, the sauce is thickened up real nicely. I personally love a lot of sauce, so this is perfect for me. And went ahead and sprinkled a little bit of parsley and some cheese on there, and just a little bit of salt. Be careful with that salt, guys. You can really oversalt it super easily. But now, it's time to taste it. Now that is a great carbonara, guys. The pancetta really kind of infused through the entire sauce. It's thick, it's creamy, it's cheesy, it's delicious. Now I know there are some people out there that are not a fan of pancetta and the taste, because let's be honest, it kind of has like a mayonnaise-y flavor to it if you're not used to it. But if that's the case, go ahead and use bacon. It works the same and it still will taste absolutely delicious. And I personally will be pairing mine with a nice glass of red wine from Dry Farm Wines. I'll put a link in the description. It'll get you guys a bottle for a penny if you click that link on your first purchase. And you know what? This stuff's less than 1 gram of sugar per liter, so you shouldn't feel bad about having a little glass of wine with your carbonara. With that, guys, I'm going to close the video. If you like this video, leave it a like. If you have any questions or comments for me, leave them down in the comment section. If you have not subscribed yet, do me a huge favor, guys. Hit that subscribe button, show some love, and I will see you in the next one.